Now tell me this. I'm gonna give you a scenario basically, and you just need to tell me one thing. Just imagine this, okay? You're alone. You could be walking, you could be doing anything. You're just alone, okay? And without making any comparison, and without there being a tragedy taking place. When do you really think about someone's day? Just someone other than yours, someone you care about, family, friends, whoever. Do you really think about how their day is going just off the whim? Once again, we're not talking about any tragedy taking place, any event taking place, or anything coming up. Just like off the whim, just thought about like, how are they doing? If if the answer is no, then that's normal. To be quite frank with you, if the answer is yes, then well, that's quite normal too. If the answer is yes, good on you. But let's put ourselves in the shoes of other people. They're alone, and off the whim, do you really think they care about what you're doing? If the answer is no, which most likely is the case, then that gives you perspective on things. Or at least that should give you perspective on things. Here's the thing. We've come to a point where we want to indulge ourselves in this victim mentality and this entitlement where people should all of a sudden care about us every single thought of the day. We want to seek validation from other people just so we can feel good about ourselves. And we might not even necessarily think about other people or giving the same approval and validation to other people that we want ourselves. We've gotten to that level of selfishness. Here's the thing, you cannot really care for someone if you do not express it. You cannot say, I care for you, but then act like you don't. That does not make any sense. Ladies and gentlemen, once you're in this victim mentality, this entitlement seeking attention for, once you become that, you just start, you get stuck in a loophole, because once you get that validation, you feel good for a day or two or a minute or two or an hour or two, then you go back to the same attention seeking, the same validation wanting parasite. So what do you do about that? How do you avoid becoming that? Well, you try to give yourself validation. But wait. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? That's the question. To be quite frank with you, yes. To seek the validation from other people, it's the same validation that you do not give to yourself. That's what many people do. The same validation that they want from other people, they lack in themselves to give it to themselves. And it's quite sad, but can you blame them? Because maybe they haven't been taught. You can't hate them for something that they just don't know, or if they do and they tend to avoid it because maybe something is up there. That's a different story. But pity those who just do not know how to give themselves the validation. So here I am, and here's how you could give yourself validation. First of all, giving yourself validation comes from fixing your life, fixing the bad habits and replacing them with good ones. You truly start seeking for the things that you truly admire and really start to scope out the things that you care about. There's a circle, right? There's a sphere. Put all the things that you care about, the things that you may think are good for you, and really analyze them and tell and be honest with yourself and scope them out, scope the things that are good for you, that you think that are good for you, and scope the things that are bad for you. You might come to a realization that a lot of the things that you care about may not care for you back. What do you do then? You put them in the bad part, because if they're not giving you the same validation that you're giving them, the same amount of attention that you're giving that particular thing or person or whatever it is, then it's probably the best thing to scrap it. Because ladies and gentlemen, the first thing, the foundation of everything, the foundation of life is you first. Well, not only that, God's first, of course, no doubt about that. If you're a religious person, God's first, always. When we're talking about taking action, you need to fix yourself. You need to fix what's in here and what's in here, because if you do not fulfill the validation or anything that lacks in here, then you cannot possibly succeed in the places that you want to the most. So after scoping out and discarding the things that you feel are not working for you, you replace them with the good ones. You replace them with the things that you give the most attention to, and they give you the same attention back, or at least to the same amount. Because once you get that thing, you're getting validation, not only from yourself, but from that thing as well. Now let me give you an example of that one thing. Let me give you two, in fact. Number one is, let's say there's a person in your life that you really care about, that you put a lot of your attention towards, and they do not give you back the same attention. They do not give you back the same validation that you're giving them. The same amount of criticism, the same amount of feedback that you give to them, you're just not getting anything in return. The truth is, they either don't care about you, or they got some shit going on in their lives that they cannot express to care about you. And when it comes to that point, hey, you gotta move on. You have to move on, because you cannot keep on beating yourself over the things that you cannot control. Still keep in touch, still talk to them, still be like, hey, what's up, man? But don't direct all your energy to someone that, quite frankly, may not give two shits about you. Example number two, and this is not someone, this is something like going to the gym. This is an exchange, because you go there to seek validation, but to get that validation, you have to earn it. And you earn it by putting pure effort, pure dedication to just working out, making yourself not only be better, but you have to but in this gym, you destroy yourself to become better. The gym is the perfect example of giving validation to yourself, because you're volunteering to destroy yourself to make yourself better. That is what you need to do to give yourself validation. Not only going to the gym, but keep on doing things that give you knowledge, that give you strength, that make you better, instead of focusing on things that just don't expand your expertise, don't give you any strength. That's the thing to avoid, because, ladies and gentlemen, it all boils down to the fundamentals, which is quite literally your well-being. In this level, or in this society after COVID hit, everything has been boiled down to pleasure, to hedonistic activities that, quite frankly, don't matter. Because, ladies and gentlemen, self-improvement, it is seeing an increase right now, but that is only because of the fact that all of us are tired of the thing that originally increased due to COVID, which is self-victimization. You might have seen these TikToks of these kids screaming about how they hate their job, yada 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 yada. I hate this, everything victim, everything hate, victim. Give me validation because I feel entitled to it. Give me it right now. We do not care about that. We do not want that. What we want is to be stoics about it. We need to keep ourselves smart. We need to keep ourselves strong, and we need to keep our faith. We need to be strong here as well. And it's just a trade. You're strong here, you're strong here. If you're built strong, you're good. You're good. This game of validation could be extremely hard. And to give yourself validation, you need to go through these hard things. You need to burden yourself. You need to end the entitlement. You can't be entitled if you do not work for it. But if you work for it and you reach a certain limit, you can feel entitled to things like, let's say, this candy. I've made this candy my entitlement because if I make this video, well, once I make this video, I give myself this candy because it bloody tastes good. Here's the thing. I'm reading. So this is this really good quote. In this book I'm reading. It's called "Discourses and Selected Writings" by or of No, it's of Epictetus, and there's this quote that I really like in this book, and it is, "Be confident in everything outside the will, and cautious in everything under the will's control." In other words, basically, be cautious of everything under the will's control. That means be cautious of what you desire. You could desire a million things, but you need to be cautious about how you may get them. You may be cautious about the actions you will take, or the actions that may arise that you may have the choice to take and need to always take the correct one. Basically, to get the validation that you seek, that you desire, you need to take proper and correct actions in order to get them. It's not that complicated, and it has been over exaggerated way too damn much. You go on social media basically, and it's all about pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, I say screw pressure, screw living in a victim world. Stop self victimizing yourself and take action to become the man that you want to be. Seek validation not from other people, but from yourself. At the same time, giving validation to other people. If you care about yourself, you care about other people too. And once you have built the respect for yourself and you think about other people, express it. What I'm trying to say is, in other words, what I'm trying to say is, if you can take care of yourself, you can take care of other people. So seek validation from yourself first, then other people. But don't forget, this is not a selfish game. We as human beings are social creatures, and we seek to live in a community. We not only do that, we seek to live in a bubble of the people we love the most. So when you're giving yourself the validation, don't forget that whenever you think about someone, let them know. Ask how their day has been, instead of just keep on thinking about them. Thinking is not enough. Thinking about other people is not enough. Expressing it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to build a better relationship with yourself. And do not forget to let the people that you love the most know that you love them, that you care about them. Once again, this has been superb. See you in the next one.